we begin with the session by business leaders who will share their perspective on AI and its impact on overall business. May I invite to the dais moderator, Mr. Hareesh Tibrewala, founder and CEO, Manabo AI Services. Our panel members, Mr. Pankaj Gupta, MD and CEO, Godrej Finance. Mr. Abe Thomas, CEO, Music Broadcast Limited. Mr. Gopal Asthana, CEO, Tata CLiQ. And over to you, Mr. Tibrewala.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Did you all have a good lunch? We have a fabulous session we can look forward to with some interesting conversation. This is the CEO session, so we'll try to take a CEO level perspective when it comes to AI and applications of AI in their businesses. The first question I want to address is to each of the panelists. Tell us what has been the AI journey in your organization. How did you kind of get the AI journey started? Did you have an external consultant, somebody in-house coming in? Did you put in place an in-house team to build AI? Did you see employee resistance to implement AI? Which departments you kind of started implementing AI first? Where were the challenges, opportunities? Whatever you can share with us. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the audience on the AI journey, and they'd love to hear what your journey has been. Pankaj, would you like to go first?
Sure. I'll try and start from this piece called AI, which is I would say that the journey started some 10-15 years back. We have started to probably understand the impact, the magnitude after OpenAI. But at the end of the day, AI is an intelligence built through machine learning, through business intelligence, and through the algorithms which you get to solve your data issues, to solve your prediction models. Having said that, the new avatar of AI over the last 4-5 years is rapidly changing the landscape of imagination of future businesses. We were there in the INSEAD Business School last week actually, and few of the CXOs discussing with those professors who've done more research on future potential. I think first and foremost, we believe that it's not just a magic wand which will solve everything on its own. AI implementation depends on the understanding of the whole organization and not just one person in the company. That in reality, AI is, I would say, universal, and AI needs to have a larger purpose. That what are you going to solve for? In that scheme of things, we at an organization level, what we realized is that first and foremost thing is we don't want to stay behind. We want to make sure that the opportunity is capitalized well. And opportunity is also married with the purpose of organizational 5 years, 10 years view. So we brought that dimension of having a special team. Special team means a team which is going to make sure that that team works with all the functions in the organization and find that 5 years, 10 years view that where we are headed to and how AI can integrate. And today, I think we've been able to figure out 3 things. One is what can get automated, should be automated. What can get augmented from current levels to have magnifier model impact or multiplier impact along with that. And third thing is what can only be through humans, so that we can't have this one solution for everything. This will take time because the way things have been happening in India, we are wired for last 25-30 years in our models, propensity models, data models, customer servicing models. Adoption of AI will need to have education for everybody. I think we started that from our customer service function. We started monitoring our calls, quality of calls through AI. We have started pilot of making pre-approved offers to our existing customers. We've started to use AI to make sure that those relationship managers are aware that data propensity of figuring out that this attrition propensity of customer employee can happen based on a trigger. And those triggers we are finding. It's not easy. It requires a long-term approach. And one by one, in the whole company, we need to probably have that view that, we are going to re-engineer the processes. In my view, it'll take few quarters to just jot down the problem fully and marry that with purpose. Hopefully, we then further see two things happening. One is the purpose of the organization should be to get the cost, have a diminishing effect, and the revenues multiply up. It's easier said than done, but it's I think, long walk of next few years. We are very much committed and believer of this opportunity.
So what I hear from you is you put an in-house team which kind of identified the use cases,
yes,
and then build a long-term vision, and then started the journey on AI.
We have already done that.
We have done that.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, if 10 is like a company fully using AI and kind of 0 is starting, where do you see yourself right now that yes, we are here and maybe we can get to 8 or 9?
I think 5.5.
Sorry?
5.5.
5.5. So being very modest.
And 5 because we have recognized, half because we've started to crawl, remaining 4.5 when we run and achieve something.
Trust me, 5.5 is 5.5 better than lots of companies I know of. So
maybe. Thank you.
That's very good. Abe, your views?
Yeah, so, am I audible? Is it better? Yeah, okay. So I must confess, old world broadcast media, and you know this, Hareesh, we've been very lethargic when it comes to digitization, and we just thought this will continue for a long time, which is why today the top revenue-making companies, none of them are media companies, they're all tech companies, right? So for us, AI happened in very ad hoc experimentation. We have a very young team, so we suddenly saw people using different apps to, first I remember was cleaning up audio recordings. So especially if you're doing a recording outside, an interview somewhere, and they would use the app to clean up the audio, enhance the quality, and that's how it began. To now, then they've gone to actually making music, and a lot of music is getting created by the team using different apps. It's slowly got into every aspect of the business, right? Right from content creation to content distribution to building engagement to advertising to data analytics to everything. It's slowly permeated across. So for us, right now, it's still not about AI transformation as much as it's about AI literacy. And we are getting more and more people to do that. And some really interesting things keep getting done. And we have the advantage that we work with a fairly youngish team, right, who's very active on social media, and everyone's now a creator, so that helps the whole process. So I'll give you an example. Some of our clients who had done one very large client from the BFSI sector wanted to do a series of testimonials about people who used the product and got great results. And India also has a video bias, right? And we are an audio company, so we wrote some really evocative stories, which are testimonial stories, and got them recorded. And then they said, now how do we get video onto that? That's when we actually used AI to actually create videos based on the audio stories that we had created. So now it's practically gone into almost every area of the business. We're also in the process of restructuring and re-engineering. So day before yesterday, there was some press interview that I had to respond to, some industry story. I did it myself in less than 5 minutes. I just fed the question, I fed the pinch impact report, I fed this, and it came out. Now the fact is what came out was 70% of what it needed to be. The difference is the 30% that I could add to it. So that's how, and I must tell you, maybe 5 years ago, I had done something similar for Actually, the team had done something. Those days we had large comms teams and all that. And the publication rejected the article, saying, no, this is copied from AI, right? So from there, we've come to saying that you're not competing with AI, you're just using AI as a leveler and then trying to create magic on top of that.
So what I hear from you is in your organization was more bottom-up driven. People started using AI and that's how it kind of moved forward. In case of Pankaj, it was more kind of institutionalized where you wanted to kind of get to something and make something happen. Gopal, what's your story?
Yeah, so I run a business of fashion and glamour, right? And in an e-commerce business, content is very important, right? Everything is in content. When you go to a store, somebody is there to tell you about the product, okay, what quality, what size, standards, everything, what fabric. But in e-commerce, there's nothing, right? Everything is in content. So I started the visual content, and I'm a little anecdotal, so I'll tell you exactly what happened. 2.5 years, I joined my current firm, Tata, and I had the design person coming in saying that, I need X million dollars for, shoot, right? So a lot of shoot. You hire bungalows, okay, you go to different kind of places, there are backgrounds, and I'm sure everybody is aware, right, what you need for the shoot. And he said it's already approved by the earlier person, so I just want to tell you that I'm going to leave with my team. And I was wondering, this is the team, every day you have to change the visuals on the banners, but nobody is there. So I said, listen, how it works is that I don't have any money to give you, right? So he said, what do you mean? I said, I have got zero funds, okay, to give you. And what I want you to is, so all the banners, tiles that you see, okay, they're all shot outside, right? Because you can't use the brand banners over there. So he said, what do you want me to do? I said, use AI. So this guy is a pass out of JJ School of Arts, gold medalist, right? Quite a famous name in the industry. I don't want to name him. And he said, Gopal, I have never done this before, right? So I said, you will do it, and I can give you the same amount, okay, to buy or subscribe the software, but I am not going to give you this, okay, so that you and your team is out, okay, for next 14 days shooting and, bringing up this. And you won't believe that guy came to me within 2 hours, right, with the name of 2 softwares he wanted to subscribe, okay, which was close to about 8 lakh rupees for a year. So I signed there and then. Next day, he has already subscribed to the software, and within 24 hours, he came to me with the first set of images which were made on AI.
Brilliant.
Right? In 48 hours, a guy who has never worked on AI in his life. I'm trying to stress this point. You don't have to learn AI, okay, to deliver AI, results output in 48 hours. Next, okay, we worked on this for 6 months. Then I said, now you are showing me visuals which are basic, right? Your picture, his picture, her picture, this product, right? I want a little bit of clarity, and I want visuals smiling, okay, and going back. He said, I've never done this, same answer, and fine. 2 hours, he came back, and he said, I have found out, okay, there is a software, and if you allow me to subscribe the software, before he could complete, I said, go and subscribe. He said, you don't want to know the cost? I said, no, I don't want to know the cost. Go and subscribe to the software. He subscribed to the software. That evening before I went home, he got visuals for me, okay, where faces were moving. Okay, and the last thing that he has done, again close to about 3 months back, so I told him that now you have still visuals, you have, slightly moving visuals. Why don't you run a fashion show for me? Right? AI fashion show. So I'm very proud to say that this guy who had zero background in AI made a fashion show on AI, okay, which we are going to run in one of the Tata's Conclave. So that's where the whole AI started for me in the company. Okay, with a person who was not at all a tech, and there is no tech or product intervention in this entire process. He went to the Google and saw which is the best AI software to be bought, and he did it. So that's how we started. We are a tech and product company for e-commerce, so we have to do all this. And then the next thing was, like I was saying, we are working on a lot of search. So basically, when you search, say for example, a black shoe. Okay, it's a search query which comes to us, right? So, and we show a black shoe. There's a simple search, it's called Elasticsearch. With what we are working now and we have implemented in a very small ways is a cognitive search, right? Intent-based search, where we want to know and we can actually make out that why are you buying this shoe without even asking you, right? So if you write sari, or if you write designer sari, or if you write langa choli, or if you write a dress, okay, our search will able to identify that you are going for a roka or you are going for an evening party or whatever it is, right? So it's nothing big in the industry of AI, but what we are trying to do is we are trying to develop everything internally. Yeah. So there are a lot of other things that we have done, but these are the two things, which we are kind of trying to go in a big way. The first one is almost there. Now we can show you a ramp. Okay, models are walking, products are changing. And last thing, okay, if you put, let's say, the shirt that you're wearing, okay, you fold this shirt, put it on the table, right? And we click a shot, and then we can put that shirt on a model, on AI, and we can take that model to the beaches in Goa and make her walk, okay, with another person who is wearing the same shirt of a different color. So we have reached that kind of level now in AI, but everything is generated internally and still there is no tech intervention over here. So that's how it is.
So what I take away from what you say is that if you push yourself hard enough, learning AI is not like rocket science. You need to kind of get started and get going somewhere.
Yeah, so there is a lot of data science, okay, and other things that, like what Pankaj also said, which comes in, okay, and which for many of them are boring stuff, right? So we do a lot of that stuff also. Yeah. But what I wanted to come here out is with something which is related to the fashion and glamour part, what we stand for. And we do a lot of things which maybe I'll speak a little later.
Two quick follow-up questions. From a CEO's perspective, again, how do you rank your organization on a scale of 0 to 10 on its AI journey? And in terms of different departments, functions, HR, marketing, sales, operations, which do you think are going to take off before other departments too?
Okay, so, like all of you, I also read keenly and what's happening in India across the world. And if I see what others are doing across the world, I think we are 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah, we are the amount of scope we have to improve ourselves, right? It's very, very large. And we know that by the time we reach, 6 out of 10,
that
okay,
10 will
10
change.
will become 20.
10 will change.
So that's fast it is going.
Right. And in which functions you think will kind of be more amenable to AI and which may not be very amenable to AI? HR, marketing, sales, manufacturing, where do you see the biggest applications?
No, I think everywhere. Everywhere. So I've studied, literally there is no place where you cannot use AI. I think the way you actually use the application of AI is different, and nothing will work without human. Right? So let's be very clear that whatever you do, the human intervention is needed. Right. So there's no contextual understanding, AI has as compared to what humans do.
Sure.
But yeah, maybe, you can do things faster. You can do things a little more precise. And listen who I'm talking to, he's the guru of AI. So
Thanks for the inputs. So Abe, this question is specifically for you. The entire media broadcast industry has been hugely disrupted by technology, first internet, etc. What is your view on copyright of data coming out of AI? I use AI, I create a piece of data. Do I have the copyright for that data? Because I will say that the prompt was my prompt. Or another view is that this data has come because of some other training data which I never owned. So how can you own the copyright? I mean, what's your view on copyright of data coming out of AI?
See, I believe that there needs to be a certain honesty and a certain responsibility on this, because when you use AI obviously picks up inputs from a large universe of stuff which may or may not have been somebody else's intellectual property, right? So we have to evolve. We are far from that, but we have to evolve to a level where there's attribution and compensation that then comes in, right? Because if the idea has been taken from somewhere, then you got to acknowledge it. And so we are far from that. Right now we're just taking it and we're taking anything and everything and putting it out, right? So we have to reach a level of honesty and accountability as an organization, as individuals, that I'm putting out stuff that is not mine, then I must acknowledge and I must share compensation with the person whose content I've taken.
So you're saying it still remains like a gray area, data coming out of AI, how do we share compensation, compensate the actual creator, if you are able to trace the chain back at all?
That's right. So currently it is very nascent. I mean, we are far from doing that. Some of the larger influencers and A-listers and all are trying to copyright Jhakas and Bidu and all of that, but it's very early days for that.
Right. Pankaj, this question is for you. How do we handle bias in case of AI? As we understand, AI amplifies efficiency, it will also amplify bias. And the specific use case, I was working with a client and they were doing some HR hiring, and they fed data of all their existing employees, which are 20% women, 80% men. The AI started hiring people also in the same percentage, thinking that's how the organization needs to be built. But that was never the CEO's intention. So you're actually using good data, but data is already biased. So how does one handle bias happening on account of AI?
Yeah, I think that will happen. There will always be, and bias, human beings are also. So AI is, what AI is doing? AI is bringing human thinking rational based on, of course, the practices, data, and then similar kind of, assessments. For example, the automatic cars in China, the driverless cars, they still have a human tracking those cars. Of course. So there is no way.
I didn't know that.
No, there is a model, even in the United States, where Tesla driverless cars are being run on the roads. Okay. So there is no way total freedom given to those models. Now, coming back to this diversity point and these data points, see, at the end of the day, the use case in both the ethical AI, unethical AI, in fact, LLMs use ethical AI models. For example, you write anything on ChatGPT which is against the law, it won't give you that much output in your requirement. So if you ask from any LLM, which is either Gemini or any LLM, if you ask something which is against, for example, Google search gives you some sort of, I would say, recipes, ABC, XYZ, because they are a search engine. LLMs have...
If you go and ask LLM, I want to commit a suicide, it won't tell you.
I did not want to say that. That becomes the negative stuff. But eventually, if you ask from Google, the piece you search, what you want, you'll get. Now, how much you want is a different point. But I would say that LLMs are ethical. They have brought in ethics of AI framework everywhere, wherever the billions of dollars being spent by JP Morgan to all the companies in the world. AI is following a certain, I would say, legitimate roadmap. But this choice of using AI and saying that 80% men or 20% women, because AI is a replica of human brain in some manner, the same rationale of, I would say, the purpose of what you want to achieve. You want to achieve diverse teams, don't rely on that data which is a past data. What you want to make and what you have, there is a gap, and which rationale we should use, and then bring that, I would say, use case in a directional force. And if let's say you create the model and you want to achieve a purpose, you also need to ask from your own 360 mechanism saying the purpose we wanted to achieve and the output we have got is not the same. And that happens by listening organizations where, at least I believe in a listening organization completely, that we've set a goal for ourselves. We are a listening organization. We have used models. Models are not working. Common sense is saying the model is not working. You believe in the model and continue to do stupidity, it's a bad idea.
Right.
And that's how you handle biases. Bias will always be there in data also. But then those biases need a directional, I would say, setting by leaders, not just the CEO of the company, but also the senior stakeholders who believe that we need to intervene, interject, change the course. Model is saying this. For example, some of our models tell us, and models have made us make mistakes in past, that these customers will be behaving better. And I have this fight with my risk officer saying, this customer will behave better, but my experience tells me that this customer with this variable needs 2 more checks. So improvise data. Don't just believe data blindly and tell people believe in data and then go ahead and give loan to a customer.
Right.
But when the customer, let's say ultra HNI or let's say lower middle class, both are rated as A, will there be a difference between an ultra HNI rated as A based on the bureau score? The bureau score is saying customer behaves well for a 20,000 rupees EMI. And bureau score is saying this ultra HNI with $10 billion, I would say, net worth behaves better. Both are segmented better. How can that happen? So you bring enrichment of, I would say, knowledge, experience, and that becomes your strategic asset.
Right.
And hence biases can be,
So what I understand from you is that human bias will get reflected in AI. Finally, it's a dumb machine, so it will do exactly the way human beings do.
Of course.
And second, what I hear from is that human in the loop actually is very important in any kind of a AI application that we are building.
That's why I said this at the start, and Mr. Asthana said that automate, augment, human only. Know the difference between the three.
Right.
Everything automated, we can probably be in soup.
Right.
Everything human only, we will always remain, of course. So that's how the model would work.
A follow-up question, does your organization have like a AI ethics committee or something which looks at every AI application being built? Find it's like a black box. So does somebody do it, or do you have like a third-party auditor who comes and looks at everything to be sure things like bias, ethics checks are happening? What's your view?
See, the first step is you need to have chief AI officer.
Okay.
So first thing is you need to have a full model. Okay. So the ethics, for example, LLMs, you want to develop LLM for your own organization, you need minimum 50-60 crores of investment. So first you need to have the model right, then ethics come in, because then you will have a proprietary of your own franchise. So you build your millions of customers and then you have your own LLM and you have customer interactions tracked on that LLM, and then probably the direction goes into what wrong, what right. But before having the model fully established, then governance comes at step 2.
Right.
I think we are setting the first piece right gradually, and then step 2 will come.
So I'm hearing a new job role opening, chief AI officer. So from
That,
CMO to
I
CEO
think
to
so. I think so. That's what my thinking is.
Good opportunity. Question for you, Gopal. I was reading a report by Bain and Company, and they were saying that 80% of AI initiatives in companies are failing because the focus seems to be more on tools than on training people. ये खरीद लो, वो खरीद लो, वो खरीद लो, फिर किसी को आता नहीं चला. I mean, what is your view? Is this really a reality? Do you see this happening? You're not training enough and focusing more on just investments in tools?
Yeah, I think, whether it is AI or whether it is, ERP implementation or anything like this, there is always change to, resistance to change. Yeah. And this is where we see that there are some people who are very pro. Anything new comes in, okay, I want to be the first venture. And, there are some people who really walk away from what is happening new. And whenever you bring something new, there will be some people who will be very excited, and there will be some people, who will have a mental block. It is not that they cannot do it, right? It is just that they have that, kind of that block. And I think this has to be sorted at the highest level in the company, and which is what I would like to say, that unless and until, as a leader, he or she is able to explain that this AI is here to actually make you more equipped, do things in a much better and faster way, okay, and not here to replace you, okay, these things will go out. I think this is one of the bigger things which is impacting. In smaller organizations, okay, it is possible, right, where you are able to meet people personally and talk about it and explain them, right. Some people, you have to coach them, saying that, please understand what it is. But finally, you cannot coach someone who is not coachable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't really want to go ahead, then, you can't do anything. But I think it's leader's responsibility to ensure that he or she is able to put every individual I give a perspective to every individual, saying that, listen, this is to make you more stronger, in terms of doing your work, and it is not here to replace you. So that way I feel there are examples that I can give, but honestly, it is there in every firm, okay, which is trying to get into AI. And there are people who are worried that what will happen to me. I cannot speak on behalf of every industry, but at least I can say that in our industry, that is the case.
Right.
That's how it is. And I therefore feel that there has to be a lot of sessions, if required, counseling sessions. And then you have to explain people, okay, in a very non-AI way, what it is. I think that skills, whoever, like he said, chief AI officer or whatever it is, right? अगर आप, NLM or LLM की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, right? And you explain them in a different way कि यहाँ से ये डाल के बाहर कैसे निकलता है. I think that is what they understand. And as long as we are using that language, okay, they become good. And I always believe that, recruitments have to be such that don't recruit excess. It doesn't make sense. I always believe in that part, that if I don't have need, I will not recruit. I don't have a single extra person in the team. So just coach them, just train them. It works. Yeah. At least I've seen success in that.
I think one challenge I see is that we seem to have equated AI to productivity gain. AI लगाएंगे तो आदमी कम होगा. I think that narrative has to change. To say with the help of AI, we'll be able to do things we could not do before. We will not need to replace people, we can probably do more work and more efficient work.
Yeah, because see, there are so many things that we don't do today, right? Which is good for customer, good for organizations, good for processes, good for bringing better efficiency, just because we don't know how to do it, right? Because we never had the tools how to do it. Now these tools are coming in. Somebody has to learn how to run that tool.
Absolutely.
Because you can bring many tools, but if nobody knows how to run, how is that going to work?
That is interesting to me. A question for you is AI going to make all of us more dumber? I mean, once upon a time, my dad could add numbers like this. I mean, today I can't do it anymore. So, are we all going to use ChatGPT for all our thinking?
No, so I don't think we can outsource thinking to AI. See, all the mundane, repetitive jobs, AI can easily replace, which frees you for time, which can be used to doing higher thinking. So whether it's strategic, whether it is any kind of empathetic, that you can do because now the mundane stuff is taken care of. So that's how you have to approach it. And while, at least in our space, most of the AI being used are all apps which are tools, I see that slowly getting integrated into the workflow itself, right? That'll happen. But it's not about if you don't understand if you don't have the analytical skill to understand what it has done, you'll never be able to interpret it and add value to it. So it's critical and I don't think that human empathy and that analytical skills AI can replace.
So you still think human intelligence will be at a premium compared to artificial intelligence?
Absolutely.
Good to hear that. There's a lot of confidence to all of us. Great, we have about 10-12 minutes left on the session. I'll come to the next round, which is like a rapid fire round. Okay, I'm going to be shooting 5 questions. I got this idea from Coffee with Karan.
I'm sure.
So I'll be shooting 5 questions at each one of you. You don't need to think about an answer. There are no right or wrong answers. Whatever comes to your mind, just let's hear about it. So Pankaj will start with you. You are next to me, okay? Your favorite AI tool, ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. So we are still in the ChatGPT universe. Would you trust AI to make an investment decision for you?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Brave person. Okay. If AI could sit on your leadership team, what role should it play? Advisor, analyst, risk manager?
Mute spectator.
Mute spectator.
Yeah, of course. And then tell us later that where have we gone wrong? Because one role can, be a biased role.
Okay.
AI is universal, so you need to have AI as the overlay on each thing happening in your company.
Nice, nice. Do you think we'll have a full-length AI feature film by 2027? Yes or no?
No.
No? You don't think so?
Full feature film.
Yeah. Sorry? You want to answer? What's the vote on the dice? Yes, no?
The production will definitely be AI.
Okay.
But the thinking, the writing
Okay.
needs to get improved from AI by a human.
Okay. Tell us one AI prediction for 2027. What will change? What comes to your mind?
I think the biggest achievement in 27 in this 2 years, we can imagine that there will be, in my view, models which can help us to have our productivity gains by minimum 15% by next year end. So
Okay.
we are yet to see when it plateaus, where the models start to help us. And when we say that the evolution is now at a stage where we are completely in implementation direction, we are still seeing every new thing, whether it is Claude, whether it is, every week, 10 days,
Yes.
we are seeing a rapid shift towards new thing. I think sum total of everything will help us to have 15%
So
more
you're looking
output.
forward to a better balance sheet
Yeah,
next year.
of course, yes.
Okay. Abe, for you. In which of these companies' stock would you invest? Anthropic, OpenAI, Google DeepMind?
Google.
Google, okay. Or Reliance?
Sorry?
Okay, we'll continue. AI regulation by government, is it necessary or is it innovation killer?
It currently appears like it will be an innovation killer. What we need to move is to the ethical side of it. So you can't slow down innovation, but it obviously needs to have some checks and balances.
Okay. Future of Indian software industry, bright or bleak?
Bleak.
Bleak, okay. Software guys, watch out. Next AI breakthrough will come from a startup or a big tech?
Startup acquired by a big tech.
Okay, nice. And your AI prediction for 2027?
On a lighter
Sorry if
note,
I'm putting you in a spot, but
no. I think we'll see AI getting worshipped because since time immemorial, anything that's smarter than man gets worshipped, right? Whether it's the sun or whatever. So
AI temples?
possible.
Okay. Gopal, your turn now. What will matter in the era of AI? Data, algorithm, or talent?
Talent.
Fantastic. Great. That's the right answer for an HR conference. Creativity in the age of AI. Will it be at a premium or a discount?
Premium.
Fantastic. That's a good answer. Would you allow AI to negotiate a business contract on your behalf?
No.
No. Okay. Who will win the AI race? US, India, or China?
China.
Not India? Okay. And your prediction for 2027?
I think year 2027 will be a year where a lot of Gen Z will start adopting AI. I think the late age profile of Gen Z and early millennials, they are the ones who are going to really adopt AI. And I'm saying with experience, okay, I have close to about 100 interns in my office, and I deliberately take them, okay, from various colleges, various fields, and they're simply superb.
Mm-hmm.
They're the one who grab so fast. They just know it before even you tell them. So they're too good. And I believe that this is the year when there'll be a lot of talks about AI here and there, and they are the ones who will enroll themselves, okay, and get them up. So I really feel that they're the best ones right now. So
Fantastic.
a lot of these things. And they will also understand the importance.
Fantastic. So before I let go of the panelists, we still have 6-7 minutes. We can take a few questions from the audience. Anybody wants to ask anything? Or did we manage to answer all your questions? Yeah, so we have a question there.
Hi, Manish Panchal here from Equus Capital. You pointed out one question, whether human will be intelligent or AI, and Ms. Thomas said human. My concern is there on your response, because I feel human will become humanoids, those who are regularly using AI. Simple example, I'm sure we are all using Google Maps. If you see, the Google Maps is also changing the behavior as a solution. It has now a solution that if you are told 100 meters, you turn left. And if you are in 4-lane road and 50 meters away, if you are not in the left lane, it reroutes before even your left turn comes. And it forces you to take left when I have told you.
What's the question, sir?
So I'm arguing with him, does he still feel that human will be still remain intelligent? I think he'll become humanoid.
If you want to respond to that? My vote is with you. Human intelligence must survive, but please justify it.
No, I'm saying like the cliche goes, AI will not replace humans, but humans who know AI will replace people who don't know AI.
Fantastic.
Right? So if you know, you have to put your judgment saying that, hey, I know this junction, so I have to proactively add to that direction, whatever it's getting. So,
okay.
Any more questions?
I think Gopal had to respond.
Yes, I just wanted to say that, this is a talk in every corner, right? And this is something which a lot of people think, and sometimes I also think. But I think I read somewhere, and it is not that I'm making it up. But see, there was a time when there was Unix and OS, right, as OS, which is replaced by Windows, and then Windows 1 to Windows 17, and then now you have, iOS operating system. There were no computers in India, right? At some point of time, I understand Rajiv Gandhi brought in computers in India. There was so much opposition towards it, right? Today, India is the biggest software power. So I think every new innovation or invention will always have, some kind of curiosity or insecurity in the minds of people. But there will be much more to do, right? So I think you would have heard that while Elon Musk is going for $1 trillion of his own net worth, so for data centers, you need a lot of water and energy, right? And which is basically not available in the country. Now he is talking about putting data centers not on the earth, but in the space. So Elon Musk is working on putting data centers in space, okay, where the energy will be solar energy. Now see, the humans can think to that level, right? Nobody would have even thought that you will go and put up a data center over there so that you are using zero resource from the earth. So there are a lot of these which will come in, and everything will require human. I think what is important is that humans have to prepare themselves. There will be no short of, opportunities for people. But I think if people run away, if people don't upgrade myself or so themselves, I'm telling you, right, I think 22, 23, 24-year people, average age in my company is 26 years, right? Now, if I have to deal with 26-year-old people, right, I have to become 26 years. Otherwise, it is not going to work. So that's the way this whole thing will come up. There will be some things here and there, definitely. But on the whole, I believe that it's only for the good of mankind, whatever happens. You see the history, and that's how it comes up.
Thank you.
Let me get the last word in on this. I think more than artificial intelligence, we have to worry about natural stupidity. Yes. And we're seeing a lot of it coming from America right now.
No, that is true. But I think there is another dimension which all of us probably need to think Most of the times nowadays I use a Copilot in my Microsoft emails. The mindset of people, certain people I'm talking about, is this reply is AI generated, let's say, but you own the message. So it's a two-way street. You need productivity gain. You have 20 emails. You feel like you need to respond on 15 emails, and you use Copilot, which writes a very decent thank you message to your folks. The person who feels that, it should have been written with hand, and then you're estimating. So it happens in India, and I've seen many times, somebody would make an assessment saying this is reply made by autopilot. Doesn't matter. You own the message.
Absolutely.
Even if you print, a wedding card and you send it, the warmth you give along with the card is more important than the card. So when you are replying, the essence of the message is owned by the person who is using Microsoft Autopilot. And if you have to write it and the mindset does not shift along with the technology, then that becomes a problem.
Very, very good point. You're still owning the message. So what if the machine wrote it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Gopal wanted to...
Like I use a lot of ChatGPT, and I changed my organization about 8-9 months ago. So typically asked me in the beginning saying, do you want a crisp, no-nonsense, Abe Thomas style response? And the next question was, do you want in the style of your earlier organization or your new organization? So that's how well it knows me. So it's just a...
Sure. Gopal wanted to add something.
I just wanted to add. Can you hear me? Yes. I just want to add a bit of humor into this.
You can use this.
I was saying that I just want to add a little bit of humor into this, right? Now, when you're asking about, what will happen to people and all that, so how you have different segmentation of people, and again, I have not made it, I've heard it somewhere. So nowadays, the microwave ovens, right? There are companies who are coming with 30 additional functions, 25 additional functions, 55 additional functions in microwaves, right? There are very few people, who understand 25, 30, 40. For people like us, we understand start, stop, right? Start, stop. You don't know beyond it, right? So there are a lot of functions which has been put into the microwave oven, but for us men, I don't know if I can use all of us here, right? But
I'm with you fully
know
on
how
this.
to start, and then put stop, because एक बार में हमको लगता है वो रुका नहीं. So I think this is how this whole, this AI will go on, and people will understand and get more perspective of how it is going to help everyone. Will not do start, stop. Remaining all of us will just do start and stop. That's how it will happen.
Thanks Gopal for the perspective, and thanks everybody on the panel. Very enlightening, fruitful, interesting discussion. Idea of this panel was to kind of deep dive into the CEO mindset and understand how are they looking at AI. I hope all of us have taken back with us a lot of wisdom nuggets. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you to all our esteemed panelists for sharing their valuable insights. May I request Mr. Sandeep Khosla to present mementos to the speakers as a token of our appreciation. To Mr. Tibrewala. Thank you for being here, sir. To Mr. Pankaj Gupta. Thank you for sparing your time, sir. To Mr. Abe Thomas. It was a pleasure having you, sir. And to Mr. Gopal Asthana. Thank you so much for sparing time from your busy schedule. And we take a group photo here. A big round of applause. Now we wrap up this power-packed conclave with summing up by Ruhie Pande. I invite ma'am to the dais.
Okay, very good afternoon to everybody. I think it has been such a wonderful morning spent listening from multiple people. Started with a very beautiful segue through Gen Zs at the workplace, how AI is entering the workplace, and finishing off with such an amazing, wonderful panel, listening to all the CEOs here. I want to start by sharing something I heard from my colleague Adil in the morning. Tajurba kitna bhi ho, har tajurba naya hota hai. So I think it truly reflects that this entire thing is new to us. Some of the things which stayed with me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of things would stay with you. I was very impressed with this young Gen Z here in the room who's written a book about, how businesses should go beyond just businesses. So beyond business, concepts like reverse mentoring. People spoke about how the Gen Zs have courage. Authenticity was spoken about in the morning. How Gen Zs value purpose. The need to experiment with AI, and I loved what Amit said about the internal audit phenomena, that are you creating solutions for 2% of the organization or is it for 98%? So very interesting. Sejal Haribhakti talked about the propensity of the Gen Zs to look at width and speed, and is the depth somewhere getting missed? Megha spoke about how AI potentially could get biases, further reflected in the last panel as well. How AI borrows biases from human-generated data. Pankaj spoke about that as well. Prashant was asking a very interesting question in the last panel about the ROI on AI investment. He went on to say that it will come at the cost of human jobs. I sincerely hope not. And I truly believe that what Somna Singh, my panelist, was saying about the fact that our jobs will go if we actually don't understand and use AI. So I'm an optimist, so I'll go with that thought process. Wonderful insights in the last panel. Pankaj's entire thought process about how AI is being used to sift through customer data, having the right model. A new job created by Pankaj Gupta here in this very room of the Chief AI Officer. Pankaj, I guess that's something to think about. Ethics in AI, copyrights, and last but not the least, I loved both what Abe as well as Gopal said about, talent and humans still being somewhere in charge, and to that extent, I'm very hopeful how Gen Z, AI, the new workplace will all coexist and move into the next revolution, which has already been predicted, of the 2027 world. So, fantastic day. Thank you all the panelists for coming, sparing your time, and that's what I had to say to sum up the entire debate, and I hand it back to Sandeep for a vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruhie. Before I get into thanking you wonderful audience here, I would just like to talk about one of our key aspects at the chamber. There are four areas, four pillars which we concentrate on: ease of doing business, sustainable change, innovation, digitalization now, and D&I. So it started off 6 years back when I joined this organization. I was told that women power is something which you need to look at among everything else, because some of these are continuing aspects of what the chamber used to do. And so from women power, it became women power plus. From women power plus, it became DEI. And the chamber's been at it on a regular basis. 4 years back, we introduced the DEI awards, and it was extremely successful. We had over 120 entries in the first year itself. And some of the largest companies have participated. At the chamber, we are very, very keen about this aspect. I mean, just to give you a perspective, in 186 years before I joined this chamber, 184 years, there was just one woman president. And now, in the last 6 years, we already had two. The current one, Rajiv Anand, is from IndusInd Bank. The next is Sudhanshu Vats. But the one after that is again a woman, which I can't disclose right now. She's already accepted. But since we'll be confirming that in the next 2 months, that is something which the chamber drives very, very passionately. Of the 21 committees which we have, 10 are headed by women, Ruhie being one of them, Savitri Parekh of Reliance being in the governance one, Meenakshi Priyam of Mahindra's in the DI one, Aloka Majumdar, some of the ones I can recollect from HSBC in our CSR. So this is a very, very important aspect for us. And, on your tables, there is a placard which has a QR code. So I would request all of you all, or as many of you all who can, participate in our forthcoming DE awards, we would be very, very thankful. So with that, that's the DNI. And otherwise, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Ruhie for putting this all together, this entire session, this entire planning as to what panels. Ruhie, thanks a lot. And our committee, Sanjay, Tanaya, Lucky, I think Ryan is somewhere around here, Aryaman is here, all of them have contributed, and of course, Adil's guidance has always been there. Our sponsors, Arsil and Limanil, I hope I pronounced that correctly, for, participating with us. And to all you lovely audience for being here. I hope this afternoon was well spent, and hope to keep in touch. If you're not a member of the Bombay Chamber, we have 4,500 strong membership, 190-year-old. Some of the oldest companies are members. Please become a member. We do roughly 110 of these kind of activities every year. Today we have 3. We'll just finish this. We get into something on SME REITs, another very, very interesting topic. And in the evening we have AI in the boardroom. So it's a playbook which 50 top MD CEOs have written as to how they're going to utilize AI in their own organization or in their industry. So become a member of the chamber and help us drive this as we go towards our 200th year. Thank you once again. Have a lovely evening.
That brings us to the end of this wonderful HR conclave, and thank you all. Hope you all had a great time.